Hey, 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 beautiful souls. Welcome to this edition of the Daily Divine. My name's Lisa D. Lyle, here to support your soul to shine through the human, HUE, that is you. So, a very warm welcome. Happy solstice. We are now over here in the Northern Hemisphere, more light every day. Yay! So I'm going to just light the Palo Santo because I want to get comfy here. There's a lot to talk about. Where the heck is my little torch? Oh, there it is. So let's get the Palo Santo going. How is everybody doing? It is December 22nd, 2025. Woo! Who's grateful to be alive? I am. I hope you are too. And I hope you're able to find the magic even when when the things don't appear to be working out for you. I have some stories for you, or at least one story about my vehicle. And what a joke. What a joke. You got to just laugh or you'd cry. So, okay. 111 there. Let us take the wand of the magician and really tap in and tune into the magic of this time, because although things may not seem to be going our way, I feel confident in saying that the divine is working in our favor. Dawn, we need to talk. Welcome. I'm so glad that you are here, and I will be in touch with you in the next day or two. I'm sorry, it is like incredibly hectic, so much going on. So let's get this Palo Santo going again. I want to tell you about this little story about my vehicle. So at this time, I'd like to ask that I'm a clear and pure channel to bring through messages from Source Divine, and in particular the angelic realms at this time, so that we may fulfill our soul's mission via the human that is us in this lifetime. In this lifetime. Okay, so as all of you know, yesterday was the anniversary of Frank's transition. God love him. What a guy. And so Friday after the live, it was windy like crazy here. I forgot to tell you this yesterday. I felt like I was in Kansas. And the fence, there's this this fence that we have here that gives us a little yard space. And the wind was clearly, whoever put the fence up wasn't an architect, didn't do anything right at all. I got to just shut this off. It's not the mechanic shop, so we can shut it off. So I'm out there, like I looked outside, the gate was blown wide open. It was chaos, and the fence was going. I thought, oh my gosh, I got out there, I got bundled up, and I stood out there and held the fence up for a half an hour because I'm like, what is going on? Like, I didn't want the fence to blow down and then destroy all these cars in the parking lot. So I'm there holding this fence up, and this guy comes out and he's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, holding the fence up. And he's like, why? And I said, I don't know. It's going to blow over. This wind seems to be taking it over. And he spotted a big rubber bone in my yard. And he's like, is that rubber? And I said, yeah. And he goes, bring it to me. So he helped me shimmy it so that the gate can stay shut. So the gate stays shut. And in the meantime, I'm like, all these issues, like the fence and my car. And he's like, what's wrong with your car? And I said, well, for sure, I need new brakes on the rear of the car. I mean, there's other things, but my concern was the brakes. And he's like, have you heard of Frank's? And I'm like, what? My ears perked up and I'm like, what? And he goes, have you heard of Frank's auto shop? And I'm like, no, where is this Frank's? And he said, oh, it's just around the corner. He literally told me where it was. And I said, oh, well, you know what? I'm going to take that as a sign. I'm going to go and visit Frank. So Frank's is only open Monday to Friday. Frank is an old dude. He's a nice, nice guy. I met him today. And so I took the vehicle over there this morning. I left it with him. I told him, no hurry, just have a look. I know for sure the brakes. And so whatever. So Frank just called me, and not only do I need brakes and calipers, apparently the tie rod, I think it's called a tie rod on the back. He says it's just about falling off. And the on the front, one of the front wheels, he can like reach in and pull the bearing out or something. I guess that's not a good thing. I don't know. It's a blue job. It has nothing to do with me. I just drive the vehicles and put gas in it, and I'll top up the oil and stuff. But in my world, cars, vehicles, this kind of stuff are blue jobs. They're not really my jam. And so Frank's like telling me all this stuff, and I'm like, oh, and then I mentioned the rocker arms, and he's like, oh, I'm not concerned about the rocker arms. I'm concerned about with the safety of your vehicle. And I said, okay, so like address all the safety stuff. 555 there on the clock. Massive changes. And so he goes, so before tax, it's going to be $833. What are you going to do? Right? What are you going to do? I literally, now I know like it's a bigger concern. And so I'm like, you know what, Frank, just go ahead and do it. I need to be safe. I need to get back and forth from work, and we'll figure it out. So Frank is fixing up my car, and, the immediate issues, the immediate safety issues. And with any luck, it'll get me through this winter season. So that's my little story, because I really took it as a sign that, it was like a heaven sent, go and take your car here. So I did. I'm being responsible and taking care of the things I need to take care of, even though it feels as if I don't really have the resources to do it. We'll find them. So that's where I'm at today. And, I have to say, like, yesterday I was feeling a little off and sharing that here. And, I had been off on Saturday as well. And the reason is I had to go out into the world. I went to the mall with my son on Saturday. And when I say I went to the mall, like we parked in the mall parking lot and we walked in through this Sport Check entrance, and I never left Sport Check. By the time we got out of that store and back to the car and driving out of the parking lot, I was frazzled. I was frazzled. Too much energy. I'm very delicate. I'm very sensitive. So to go out into the world in these new environments, especially a mall, I remember a couple weeks ago, speaking to one of the supervisors at work, and he was like saying he had been out shopping and this and that. And I'm like, I haven't been to a mall in probably like 10 years. And he's like, what? You haven't been to a mall in 10 years? And I'm like, no. And he's like, have you ever been to the OC or whatever? And I'm like, no. He couldn't believe it. He was actually literally shocked that a woman wouldn't, be someone who liked to go to the mall and shop and stuff. That's not my thing. That's never really been my thing. And so I found it quite hilarious. And then I found it quite hilarious, the effect that going into the mall parking lot and walking into this one store had on me. It was terrible. I had to come home. We were supposed to go grocery shopping. My son was going to take me grocery shopping after that. And I'm like, no, just take me home. I want to go back home. And so we may be feeling extra sensitive at this time. I mean, 'tis the season for being sensitive. So we're going to, I've pulled some cards, and I love who's come up for us from the Angels of Atlantis. And the first card out is the Courage card. And I can't stress to you how important courage is. And courage is an inner quality, right? We muster up the courage from inside. And courage doesn't mean that we aren't afraid, or that we know exactly how things are going to go. Courage means we stand up for ourselves in the moment and keep going from a deeply rooted place. And so it takes a great deal of strength and for courage, really, to go out in the world and be who we are. It takes courage to address the things that are right in front of us to address. I'm the type of gal, I'll be honest, I don't, when it comes to the blue jobs like cars and stuff, I I usually am in a pickle by the time I address them because it's like I don't even want to think about it. I have so many other things to think about. I don't want to think about my car. And yet I understand that I need to think about my car. And so I did that today. Yeah, I hear you, Dawn. It's because they took Christmas out of Christmas. Yeah. Well, hey, Milos, welcome, brother. Christmas is like they've commercialized it. Everything is been commercialized. And it's so, it's just, as opposed to presents, gifts that are wrapped, I really prefer the presence of people in my life. Like, let's go for a coffee. Let's go for a walk. Let's go and break bread together. These kind of things mean the most. And I think back to that first Christmas without Frank, which will be 8 Christmases ago, although it's just the 7th anniversary of his passing. Um, I think about that Christmas. There was one present from him under the tree, 1111, and it was for my son. And there was no, the greatest gift he ever gave to me was nothing he ever bought me. It was his ability to be there for me, to hold space for me, to see me as I am so that I could go out in the world and do my thing. And that was the greatest gift that he brought to my life, as well as his sense of humor. Any guy that can make me laugh is a good guy. So, it's like, it takes courage for us to show up in the world as we are. And so I thank you for your courage to show up in the world. And, perhaps yesterday I was here and disenchanted. Today, the enchantment's back. 1212. It's like we, at every point in time, every single day, we have the opportunity, 1221, to take our power back. Nobody steals our power from us. Nobody necessarily does things to us without our permission. And so, as the ones here who have some level of awareness that we're here on a sacred mission, it's so important. Oh, I've got to find that writing I did yesterday at work. Where is it? I'm going to go and grab that. Just give me one sec. Okay, so, can we find the enchantment? And can we continue to trust our intuition? Because our intuition is guiding us at all times. And it's up to us. So, as the intuition guides, we are the ones that take the action in our lives. We're the ones who make the moves in our life. No one else is going to do it. No one else was going to take my freaking car in for me. I've been saying here for a month, I've been driving to work on a wing and a prayer, and it sounds like I truly was. And thank goodness that nothing serious happened to me or somebody else. So I'm so grateful today. I'm so grateful. I'm not grateful for $1,000 bill 2 days before Christmas. I guess thank goodness we get paid on the day rent is due. Because this is how it is for me. And it takes courage to remain enchanted and optimistic um, when we don't necessarily feel like we have all the resources. And yet we have the inner resources. It's the inner strength and courage that will get us through every single time as we harness our power here on this earthly realm. Archangel Raphael governs the heart. This is about healing our heart. This is about moving forward from our heart. This is about doing what it is that we came to do while we're here on earth. Someone said to me yesterday, we were yapping at work. I didn't see him until the end of the night. And this guy, I love him. and we were chit chatting, and what did he say? Oh, he was asking me if I had watched something, and I'm like, no, I don't have cable or anything like that. And he goes, oh, well, what do you do to pass your time? And I'm like, oh, like I'll scroll, like I'll watch YouTube or whatever. And I said, I spend a lot of time writing. I spend a lot of time just sitting and in the quiet, and then we started. Then from there, have fun at yoga, Milos. That sounds fun. Um, he said something to me, and I said something about spiritual, like all my writing is spiritual. And he's like, well, I hope it turns out for you after you die. Like, Brad, I said, I'm more concerned with what we do while we're alive. And I said, this has nothing to do with religion. It has to do with cultivating the essence of the soul in the experience. And I said, I'm more concerned with how people live in life. I'm more concerned with how I live in life so that we can bring the heavenly experience here to the earth realm. And I said, and then I said, we may as well live our life as if we are truly eternal souls. And so at the end of the day, we can, when we get to the other side, we can discuss perhaps or play in the energy of, the essence of eternal life. And he's like, oh, that's deep. You're deep. And I'm like, I know, Brad, I know. So, can we continue to share our stories? And I share in service not only to the feminine and the children, but the men of the world. And this was the card that we got yesterday, the new man. And this is really about spiritualizing our life. This is about men doing the same. And I peeked into the guidebook about this today, and it was really about women holding the space for the divine masculine to come online. And even though we may know men in our life who dabble in the spiritual, I would venture to say that there are very few who have truly stepped up, risen up into their role as the divine masculine. And as the divine masculine, it is about the restoration of righteousness and the role play in this life. I'm a firm believer, women, we innately have gifts and skills and talents that come natural to us. And the same is for men. And through much of my life, I'm 55, through much of my life, I have watched the energy of the over masculine women dominate, control, and emasculate men to the point where men rarely, if ever, speak up for themselves, stand up for themselves in a righteous way. Because, and I suspect a lot of the hesitation to do this for men is because nowadays when we see an alpha in the world, strong and confident, the external deems that man as toxic. The lack of masculinity is toxic. A man in his power is not toxic. Actually, he's the embodiment of the divine masculine. He is quite a specimen. And so let us have the strength and courage to continue to hold space, the angel of vision, holding space for the masculine rise. And we do need it. I had that opportunity at Frank's Auto Shop this morning to talk about, the need for men to rise in a garage full of men. They're like, who is this girl? One gentleman even offered to drive me home. And I said, no, I'm good. I'll walk. Thank you. But, perhaps that was him stepping into his role as the masculine. And so, can we hold our sacred vision? Someone is not revealing a part of the story. Trust your feelings over what they say, or perhaps what they don't say. Divine justice is being served. What seems an injustice is actually a blessing. And so, as we move deeper into this week, can we see the blessings in all things with the awareness and understanding that, excuse me, divine justice is playing out, divine order is unfolding. Remember, we fell through the cracks of our fears, and now it's these cracks through which we grow and bloom as the lotus, as the, you know, as the flower of life. So, can we take those situations in our life where it may have seemed unfair, unjust? And can we trust that everything has had a purpose, and anything that was unjust or unfair will be balanced out? The karmic scales will be balanced in a divine and just way. The human way is not always, it's not often divine, and it's certainly not often just. And what I'm seeing here is the more that we can stay focused on our vision, the more that we come into our solar, so it was 2112 there, the more that we come into our solar power, and we rise peacefully, we rise above the fray, we rise above the mundane, and we live every day as if we are divine, because we are, and we continue to shine because that's what we were born for. So let me shuffle this one more time, and then I'm going to encourage you to choose 1, 2, or 3. 1, 2, 3. What will it be? The God of reflections. The qualities you see in others are simply your own reflection. Yeah, good, bad, or otherwise. And then we have the goddess of the unknown. A new chapter in your life is around the corner. Remove fear and embrace the unknown. You know, we feel our fear and we do things anyways, right? Yeah, you know, fear will have us, and the ego triggers the fear, and it will say, no, 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 don't go that way, don't do that, don't move in the direction of that individual, steer clear. And what the ego ends up doing is really isolating us, and to be isolated doesn't take a lot of courage. It takes courage to come out of isolation, and many of us here put ourselves in isolation, not because of fear, because we're so sensitive, and we can't, we see what's going on in the world, we see what's going on in our life, we see ourselves clearly. And 2025, as we're wrapping it up, like next week will be our final Monday with the angels of 2025. We've done so much healing this year, we've changed so much. Do you see it? Do you feel it? You know, maybe it's an external thing that's visible, but do you feel it on the inside? I'm more concerned with how you feel on the inside than how you look on the outside. We can see the most beautiful people in the world, like look wise, you know, oh, they're gorgeous, look at them. And then you get to talking to them, and, you know, the beauty fades because what's coming through the vessel is not so beautiful. And you know, beauty does fade. The essence of the soul grows. I feel like the older we get, the more beautiful we become, because the more we allow ourselves to simply be who we've always been before the world told us who we weren't. Right? So keep going. And from the Archangel Michael deck, we've got the Sword of Orion, taking the sword, cutting out anything that doesn't serve us. Look inside of yourself. Yes. Where else are you going to look? You can't look to anyone else for your answers. You can't look to anyone else for your solutions, SOUL, because your soul is the solution. Your love is the medicine. I've just heard Thomas Edison. Your love is the medicine, Thomas Edison. That's ridiculous. Anyways, I say the most ridiculous things. But this is really, you know, you can see Orion's belt here in the night sky. And You know, the night that Frank died, I saw a shooting star right through Orion's belt. And it was rare and unusual, as that day was, simply because we had a big full moon in the sky. So, you know, when the full moon's up there illuminating everything, you don't see a lot of the stars. And I did see them. And I did receive a message at that time that he was happy and that he was happy and that he could help me better from where he is. And I believe him because he knew me in the flesh. He knew me as Lisa D. Lyle. And he loved what he saw, he loved what he knew. And I'm so grateful that that love continues to stream through into my life today, that has me making moves in the direction of more peace, in the direction of more harmony, in the direction of soul fulfillment, which is coming here and sharing with all of you. And so I trust that something here supports you and feels loving and kind, and perhaps a spark of inspiration for you in your life at this time. 36, again, wrapping up the cycle. We're coming to the final 9 days, 9 days of this universal 9 year. Has the hermit is the hermit ready to come out and shine their healing starlight into the world yet? We've been talking about this for a year. If we go back to this time, your soul is the medicine. Thomas Edison, light. Thank you, Mo. Thank you. Your soul is the medicine. Thomas Edison, the guy that found light. But what was the message we received yesterday? Before the map, there was the flame of our heart, the flame of our soul. I love that, Mo. I love that. Thank you for sharing that. Oh my gosh, 9-9. We've got another 9. Okay, guys, this is a completion and a brand new beginning. Are you ready? Are you ready? Yes, yes. We are ready for the bright new beginning. And the bright new beginning is right here for us right now. It's lovely that the sun's shining through the hazy man-made clouds up there. But look at this. It's so beautiful. Keep going. Don't give up. And that's what happens when we get close, to success, if you will. The ego's going to pop in and say, no, 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 you can't do that. Get back into your little nest. What are you doing? You're not ready to fly. Yes, we are. Yes, yes, we are. We're ready to fly. We're like little birds who are going to fly away. We know where our soul is. We know where our home is. And baby, I believe in you. Do you? So this was just the someone came in. I was in the fish tank yesterday, and some guy came in, and on my on one of my sheets, not this, but on one of my sheets, I was just like doing spirals, doodles. Like I had written things down, and then I was like doodling them out. And some guy came in and he saw my paper, and he's like, "Are you an artist?" I started laughing, and I'm like, well, I guess, yeah, I am an artist. Thank you. And then he pulled his phone out and showed me something that he had done in ink. And, it's like, this is it. Can we just continue to go out into the world and dream big? Because that's what came through here. Dream big. And this kind of thing here reminded me of an owl when I looked at it after. So can we trust the intuition? Owls are wise and wonderful. What is that thing? The wise old owl sat on the oak. The more he saw, the less he spoke. The less he spoke, the better he felt. Or the more he knew. The less he spoke, the more he knew. Can we be more like the owl? Can we see things from the 360-degree perspective? Can we see things through the eyes of source, of God? So then this little ditty came through. I'm going to read it. And while I'm reading this, I'd like you to tune in to 1, 2, or 3. And we're going to get you some tree angel oracles and an affirmation to go with that for you. So this message came through at 12 on 12/21 at 8:55 p.m. Sacred Dreams, Conscious Seed. Sacred Dreams. Hey, witness 2229. Sacred Dreams, Conscious Seed, Divine and Holy. Excited for the chance to return to Mother Gaia again, to restore righteousness once more. Sacredness restored because you have washed yourself clean from within. Sacred mission. You have permission to land on solid ground via the healing waters of divine love. Emotional balance. I just added that now. It's not on here. The healing waters of divine love. Eternal now in this time, this place, and this spaciousness called life upon holy mothership Earth. Your mission here now is to be love, be loved, be loved, and rise up as the starlight you are. Trust your heart. And then after I had finished this little this work of art, it was 3113 there. Mirror energy, yin and yang, feminine and masculine. But look, there's 5 hearts. I was like, I can't believe you had me draw 5 hearts. And then I'm like, yeah, I can believe it. Change. We got to change. I changed my mind today. I took my car to get it fixed. It's going to cost me $1,000. It's going to tap into rent money, but hey, it's got to get fixed, right? So can we just go with the changes as they come? Can we just continue to ride the waves of our emotions? Are our emotions stable? And, are our emotions stable? 1, 2. 1, 2, or 3, everyone. We're going to get some tree angel oracles, and then we're going to head out. And then they're saying 4, 5 for all of us. So if you were guided to number 1, here is your message, the larch. I'm talking about the star energy, and this is the star energy. 1 + 7 is 8. It's also the strength energy. We got the old lovely lion up there. I love him. And this is about trusting the purity of our heart. I had just said, are you ready to let your star out of the lantern, hermit? We got this message a year ago that 2025 was we know it's the year of the hermit. It's a universal 9. So this is the Virgo energy. We have the North and South Node in Virgo and Pisces. This is about us doing the inner work. If you're here, if you've been here with me plenty throughout 2025, you've been doing the work. Otherwise, you wouldn't come here, because that's all I talk about is the work that we've got to do, the inner stuff, the strength, the fortitude, the courage, the faith, the discipline, the self-care, the love, the reflection. You're doing it. You've done it. And you've arrived at the solstice season, the lowest point of light here in the northern hemisphere, and now the light begins to rise. Your love is the medicine, or you are the medicine. And then I heard Thomas Edison, light. Our light is the medicine. Light body healing. How's your body feeling? Tune in. You are guided and supported by not just the etheric realms. That message came through, right? We've been playing in the etheric realms our entire life, which is probably why we felt like we never fit anywhere, because our playmates are angels. Our playmates are the angels and fairies and, creator, source themselves here guiding us along. And there's been a purpose. Stay focused on your heart. Ultimately, stay focused on your heart. There's something going on with the high heart, and I was speaking about that last week. And I was guided to put this rhodochrosite on. I received the message in bed Saturday night that I needed to put this pendant on. So, like a good grasshopper, a good student of the divine, I followed that, and it sits right about on the high heart. So the high heart lining up with the throat, it's like this infinity symbol through the higher chakras. And with courage and strength, we continue to ground this energy down. You need a ground, yin and yang, balance, right? Um, yeah. So let's see what your oracle message here is. Number one for the large. And the message here is your star has risen and will not leave you. Luck and inspiration, power and perseverance. Be ready and open yourself to the rhythm of the seasons, the earth who holds you, and the light of the heavens. You are the light of heaven. We are the lights of heaven. We are the stars who are the stars of God's heart. We agreed to come here and have the entirety of our experience. We may go, yeah, like I didn't choose that. Yes, we did. We chose it all so that we could land here in our power. Your star has risen. Let that star out of the lantern and go forward, trusting your heart. If you were guided to number 2, the cedar of Lebanon, number 9. So now we have 3 9s on the table. And here we have the yin and the yang, the feminine and the masculine. We got this card this week, which was also a 9. So if you were guided to number 2, you are wrapping up a big cycle. Are you ready? I'm hearing to push through or to break through. And what's breaking through is your solar power. Look how powerful this new man is. And the cedar of Lebanon, I find cedars so majestic. I have a picture of myself sitting in a cedar on the south rim of the Grand Canyon. Phenomenal. What a spectacular picture. I just felt like a little bird in her nest in there. It was quite majestic. And so I do feel, and cedar always connects us to the realm of the ancestors. And so I feel for those of you guided to number 2, you are surrounded by the loving embrace of ancestors, ones who have passed on, ones you may have known in life, and even those you didn't. They support your planetary mission and they want you to come out because you are the medicine. Thomas Edison, light. Your soul is the medicine. Your soul knows what the human needs. It's up to the human to switch gears and let the soul lead. What a gift you give to yourself when you allow your soul to lead. So let's see what the message here of the cedar of Lebanon. I just heard you are the holy ground you walk upon. Okay. This is so gorgeous. I'm feeling like I'm going to be burning some cedar after this live. So really, and if you want to work more closely with your ancestors, working with cedar as well supports that. So you can burn it and stuff. So here's the message: care and grace, justice and power. We got the justice card. Care and grace, justice and power symbolize true kingship. 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 The new man. Come out wherever you are. We can feel your heart. We need you. This is your fresh start. A seed in every soul. Will it grow, blossom, and bear fruit? The children of the sun, blinded by darkness and illusion. Bring water, bring light. Our soul is the medicine. We are the light. Shine, shine, shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, this little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. How about you? Were you singing along with me? Let your light shine. That's why we're here. And then number 3, the field maple. And we have these two feminine energies flanking the masculine, holding space. And each are equally powerful, and yet the masculine in his power is a force to be reckoned with. And a masculine who rises up in his power to support the feminine, this is divine leadership. This is authority. This is number 14, and this is temperance, patience, kindness, compassion. You work with angels, the archangels, and everything is unfolding because you have been nurturing yourself through the essence of unconditional love, and your soul is in fact coming back online at this time. And it's 4114 there, confirmation of this. And yes, it comes to a 5, change. We can't get away from this energy of change, no matter how hard we try. To not change is like to die a little on the inside each and every day. Right? No, I'm gonna dig my heels in. I'm not moving. I'm digging my heels in. So, number 3, you're doing great. Do you believe? What are the seeds you have been nurturing and growing this year? It looks like crown chakra and third eye, as well as high heart, have been activated and are online. Sit upon Mother Earth. Sit in the presence of the divine at all times. Just breathe it in. You're being guided, you're being supported. Patience is required as we grow, as we heal, as we live within the space of the unknown. We don't know how the story goes. We only can write our part of the story, right? Everybody's got their own part of the play to write. So, beyond fright is a life of delight, a delight to the senses, a delight to all of it. So, the message here, number 3, is do it. Get the job done. You have your hands and words, the power and your mind. It is time to act. Weave love into your work and sow the sweetest fruits for tomorrow's children. Yes. And the ancestors knew the many of the native teachings speak about us here in service to the 7 generations back there and the 7 generations out here. And we are the 8th, if you want to say, the fulcrum on the scale, our spine. We are the one who is here in service to all timelines because everything's merging and weaving into this timeline. And the beautiful seeds of love we have been sowing and seeding for lifetimes are bearing fruit in this lifetime, at this time. Well done, grasshopper. Well done. You jumped you jumped out of that pot. That slow burn, right? Where they're cooking us from the inside. You've jumped out of the pot and now you are free to roam and live your best life. And so for all of us, we've got the walnut and the sycamore. It could be a 2-2 here or 2-11. Trust your heart more. And yes, your crown chakra is open, as is the third eye. This is for all of us. Our crown and third eye are open, and it's really important that we bring this down as we continue to hold our vision, but we bring the energy of the heavens down to earth to support healing and the return to all things holy. And holy and sacred and spiritual have nothing to do with religion. Religions, all of them are man-made. Our brother Yeshua and plenty of the great prophets who walked this planet before us were not religious individuals. They were spiritual. They recognized themselves in all things. They recognized their intimate and eternal connection to source through all experiences. And now they have aligned in their sovereignty in service to the divine. Does that make sense? This is a very fertile time, and I'm really just guided here to the arrow in the sycamore. She's been coming up a lot. Again, speaking of trusting the intuition, the purity of heart, the walnut here speaks about using both of our brains, not just the brain in our head, our gut, as well as our heart to guide both. Trusting the gut to lead us away from what is not right for us, what is not meant for us. This is about going forward with confidence and courage. We have remained eagle eye focused. We have focused our vision. We're holding the vision of heaven on earth in our experience. We're holding the space for the rise of the powerful divine masculine. And everything's working out for us. We've learned to stand on our own 2 feet and trust our intuition. And, our heart may have skipped a beat along the way, and yet here we are, skipping with our little feet. Hopscotch. Wait and watch. Listen and learn. No judgment, no action. Every coin has 2 sides. Every problem, 3 solutions. Find the path that in time will nourish all. Yes. You are here in service to the divine, and your service lives beyond this particular timeline because you are an eternal soul. And the essence of the eternal soul is unconditional love that grows, whether we're here in the flesh or we've transitioned beyond the flesh. Love still grows. I trust that you know this. And the sycamore. Remember a few weeks ago that came out and I'm like, sycam. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Okay, so the message here. Precision of the eagle. Clarity of the blue skies. Power of lightning. Breath of the winds. The presence of your spirit gathers near and far, within and without. Trust your beautiful heart, everyone. Trust your beautiful heart. I trust that something here has made sense to all of you. Thank you for being here during the live, Dawn and Milos and Witness 2229. I trust something has resonated. I appreciate your engagement here on the live. If you're catching the replay, please let me know. Did these messages resonate? What do you keep coming back here for? Let me know. Engage. I'm grateful for the connection. I'm grateful for your support. And I'm really, really grateful for the engagement because it helps me to not feel alone. And I know I'm not. So if something here supported you, inspired you, made you laugh, made you question things, then please consider hitting the subscribe button and hitting the thumbs up and dropping a comment down below. For that, I am currently eternally grateful. We'll see you here tomorrow for our Daily Divine, the Tuesday Thrive. And until then, I hope you all have a phenomenal day, the first true day of winter here in the Northern Hemisphere. And it doesn't look a lot like winter outside, and that's okay. That's okay. So until tomorrow, everyone, I see you, I feel you, I love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for showing up and pouring into my cup. I trust something here has been a drop of light into your own. Until next time, everyone, take good care. Oh my goodness. Hello. Hellos.